Hey y'all, I'm an absolute hot mess. It's Saturday and I have just been doing some housework. I just got through taking Erin to her boyfriend's house to hang out with him for the rest of the afternoon because she got all of her chores done and we're not really doing anything special today. This is basically the week in review. It was the first week of school for two middle schoolers. Erin is in the 8th grade and Megan is the one with autism. She's in the 6th grade, first year at middle school. And it's been a good week. It was such a good week, in fact, for the students that the principal decided to give them free dress day on Monday because we're a uniform school and they have to wear the khaki pants and the polo shirts. And they did so good this week. I guess maybe everybody followed the dress code or whatever they did, and their behavior was all good. So she decided to give them free dress day, which I thought was really sweet of her to do. And hopefully the kids will get more free dress days just because they will react in a positive way to this positive reinforcement for their good behavior. Basically, the week went very well for us, too, on the home front. Erin was upset at first because she didn't have any of her friends from school from her classes from last year. None of her friends were in her classes, and she was kind of sad about that. But by the end of the week, she'd figured out how to adapt. There were some new students who had come to school, and she made friends with them. And then she has lunch at the same time as her one of her besties, and they figured out by the end of the week how to get together and sit together, so it's like old times because all the gang's all together at least at lunchtime, so I know that helps. Megan, now she was a little different story. She started out good. We had a good beginning to the week, and we had a good ending to the week, but we had a few challenges that we had to overcome during the course of the week. They scheduled my child just basically due to it was what it was with the schedule, but they scheduled my ADHD child with autism PE in the 7th period, and you can't do that to a child like that who has to stretch her body and stretch her mind, and she needs breaks and she gets overwhelmed by things. You can't put her off with that exercise until 7th period. It's not good for her. But she was able to she was able to tell me at the beginning of the week that was a problem for her. The first day she came home, I didn't have her schedule at all, but I found out that she had PE 7th period. She told me she got in trouble in one of her classes, and she was able to explain that she was frustrated because her body had just been sitting still for too long. So I was able to work with her resource teacher, and we got her PE moved to sometime closer in the middle of the day. So she has her more important subjects in the morning, and I say more important because they're the ones she needs the most help on. Reading is first, then math, then English, and then she gets resource teacher time, and the resource teacher will allow her to be physically active in the classroom. And then she has lunch and then PE so she can burn off some of that energy. And then she has science, which she loves, and then she has social studies. And when she goes to social studies, she has that at the end of the day, and that teacher will be able to get her back to the resource room by the end of the day so that she can get all of her materials together to come home, because this is a real struggle for somebody with autism. We had a real hard time with it last year, but this year Megan she has a planner, and she's writing in her planner, and she has written in her planner daily, especially for social studies. I already know when her next 2 tests are, and just because she wrote it in her planner. And one of the tests is on the states in the nation. She's got a map of America, and she's got all the states labeled on it. And that, for Megan, that was a classroom assignment, and that for her is a huge step because normally her classwork is turned in and it's incomplete, and she had it completed. It was completed. Now she hasn't turned it in, and I think it's because she has it to study with. But that's the thing. She's got it completed and she can study. So I'm extremely proud of her. We had a big day planned today, but the kids wanted to sleep in, so I was okay with that. They were all tired from getting up so early during the week, and then the weather kind of really didn't cooperate very well. I wasn't sure if it was going to rain or not, so I decided, well, y'all get your chores done and then we'll go when you get done. Well, Megan took till after lunch to get her chores done, and the later in the South, the later it is in the day, the more chance you're going to have a thunderstorm, especially in the summer. So I re-bargained with her and said, okay, how about if you don't want to go to the movie tomorrow, which is what I had planned on, we'll just go after church to the lake, and we'll go spend the afternoon at the lake, and we'll stay as long as we can. We probably stay, if we get over there about 2 o'clock, we could probably stay about 3 hours and then come home. That'll be plenty for me, plenty for her too. But anyway, just wanted to come in with that tip. And just, just do the weekend, let you know it went really well. There have been some recipes in the last 2 weeks here, so there will be some recipes coming in the future. And I'm also reading a book, Resisting Happiness, and it's a really interesting book, so I'll do a little bit of information about that book as I go along. I continue to read 1001 Ways to Teach and Parent Your Child who has Asperger's or high functioning autism, and that's an excellent book as well. And that book is actually what helped me to know how to work with the resource teacher to help Megan get what she needed for school. As a result, she has a picture perfect school schedule. And she was in one of the teacher's classes who absolutely runs his class like a college course. And I told the resource teacher, we're going to need strategies in there. We're going to have to video his lectures. We're going to have to get a copy of his notes or whatever. And I was preparing for that, but the teacher actually said, hey, look, let me swap her class schedule from him to another teacher who's the one she has now. So that actually worked out, and if it weren't for that book, I really wouldn't have known how to advocate for Megan. I'll say that as a girl raised in the South, you've really got to be a boss. You know, Avon talks about being a boss and having the boss life. A girl raised in the South really has to be a boss. It doesn't matter if she's married. It doesn't matter if she's single. It doesn't matter if her husband is a leader or not. You really just have to be a boss. You have to take charge sometimes. And being an advocate for your children in the school system and in the community is your most important role. So just continue to pray for our children in their school year, and pray for your own children, pray for their teachers, pray for the school itself as a safe environment, and continue to advocate for your kids. Whether they've got autism or not, they still need their moms to be boss and live the boss life. So y'all have a good week. This was Girl Raised in the South, and I'll get with you later. Peace. Love you. Bye.